So now let's talk about, let's say I am an ECC customer and I am going to Rise and I'm trying to figure out which way to go or what to do. What's the first thing that I need to look at?
Wants to do that.
Think about it. Like if I'm a customer, I'm an ECC customer. Let's say I'm a manufacturing customer, and I'm using all SAP end to end. So got a big footprint here, and I'm going to Rise, and then I'm like, all of my stuff it's in the basement on a big mainframe, and it's just like falling apart, but it's still running. So, and everybody's like talking about the cloud and going, so what would you guys recommend for a customer like that? What's my first steps? Do I just jump in all in, or do I do a little bit, or, how would you take it?
The first step, I would say, of course, they have to embrace S/4HANA and sooner than later. That's the way to go. So embrace to S/4HANA and then move to SAP Rise is so seamless if you do that, because other options are a little constrained if you're moving into an SAP Rise. But yeah, S/4HANA, embrace S/4HANA, and then build whatever secret sources or other additional applications. Maybe if there is any fitment in SAP BTP, and plan to move other surrounding assets into an SAP BTP. And then if there is nothing in SAP Rise, there are certain workloads, we call it adjacent workloads, which are any workloads which are not fitting into an SAP Rise for maybe third-party software or maybe any other software which is not fitting into an SAP Rise. Put it into an AWS native account, which is a native account, and then SAP Rise account can seamlessly integrate and communicate. There are network patterns which will allow them to communicate. So everything you can move to AWS, which is Rise will go to Rise, which is not Rise will go to your native account. And they work seamlessly as easy. But yeah, the operating model changes, of course, as I said, right? The whole heavy lift is done by SAP. So you need to work with SAP and to see what things changing and how to deal with in the future operation model. But yeah, so since heavy lift is going there, so it's going to be easy transition.
I'll add to that. Thanks, Raj. So look at Rise as Rise versus not Rise. Rise is a program. It's not a technology. So Rise, under that program, what comes in is what you need to look at. For example, SAP does the installation, maintenance, managed services. If you're already working with a partner that is managed services, how would that look like when you move to Rise? Versus cloud provider, or AWS in this case, is the technology provider, is enabling all of this. So at the program level, Rise is the program, technology is AWS is the technology. And now you have to evaluate how your organization works with technology, managed service provider, and within Rise program, which is a licensing construct. You have to buy licenses from SAP, buy licenses from Red Hat or SUSE,